Hey there, beings, people, other digital things. You are watching Health Be Mine. I am Danny, your self-investment storyteller, which means I like to contribute time to the topics that enhances our health, our well-being, and our mindset. That's going to look like a lot of different things. Primarily, how do we extract the most out of living on Earth? How do we make life experience the best possible? And we can do that through all different types of things. Gamifying life, making it so that we practice positive thinking, positive behavior, and just being creative with our thinking and open-minded in order to navigate from one thought to the other. So lately I have been having some fun with these self-analysis and coupling that with what's going on in the media, and then bringing thoughtful journaling into the equation. And lastly, topping it off with allowing ChatGPT into the chat. Now, my goal with allowing ChatGPT into the chat is not because I have absolutely said ChatGPT and AI is the thing, but because I believe in exploration, I believe in experimenting, I believe in thoughtful questions in order for us to make a very, very strong conclusion or learn how to modify with these things that are now popping up. Now, AI has been a conversation for a very long time, but now lately ChatGPT has stirred up some of the chats. And so I am a part of that conversation. Why? Because I believe that this is a very, very important aspect to that self-development, that self-investment journey. If you stick with me, you'll get to understand why. I'm still also making my argument stronger by having questions, having people interact and telling me why they believe that it's not, or what areas are weak and what areas are strong, and also exploring different avenues of AI supported applications and resources. But as it relates to this channel, I am going to highly focus on journaling, meditation, but allowing ChatGPT to come into the chat. And then again, I'll be sharing with you all some resources that I think is helpful for that other aspect of our self-development journey, which is our financial well-being journey. Financial well-being, why? Because we want to open up some space so that we can think and get creative with life. So that was a 2-minute and 33-minute intro to say, hey, let's get into today's video. Before I get into today's video, I have one more thing I want to say to you guys, and that is going to be my self-investment resource for today, which is going to be sea moss. Sea moss. It is said to be one of nature's best foods for thyroid support, helps soothe and heal the digestive tract, is jam-packed with potassium, and helps us detoxify, drawing out heavy metals. Ashaki International believes everyone should be happy. Soothe and heal with sea moss-based products that are organic, fresh, and healthy. Use Danny777 at checkout and receive 25% off on every order. So anyway, today I am following the same theme as I have for the last few videos, which is I'm going on social media and I'm showing you something, a storyteller or a thought. They're going to be sharing it. We're going to review it together. I'm going to give you my self-analysis, why I chose the video or what I take away from the video, depending on the format that I receive it. And then we go into the journal, we'll look at the comments, and then we will end the video before we'll enter ChatGPT into the conversation. Now, why am I entering ChatGPT into these assignments? Well, these self-assignments are about us becoming better. It's about us choosing the decision that supports our goal, our vision. And to be active in that, we have to practice. We have to make this something that we're doing on a consistent basis. So I plan to be here with you all on a consistent basis so that we don't go astray from just the practice. It's also a time for us to be open-minded. So ChatGPT is something that a lot of people are talking about right now. AI and supported AI tools have been around for a long time, but even on this channel, there's a lot of traction. I remember the first time I heard about AI, and I always just remembered that it was something about AI that stood out to me. And I wasn't afraid of it, I was curious. And that's still where I am. I'm curious. I want us to have these thought-provoking questions centered around it. How can it support us? How can we use this tool for good? I'll be discussing that with you all. I'll be reviewing some of the AI supported applications out. I'll be sharing how you can maybe enhance your life experience with it, because why? We need more space and time so we can journal, to think, to have questions, to be good people to one another. And so that is why I primarily am focusing on ChatGPT and AI supported apps, but it's because Martin Luther King inspired me. Technology should be doing more good for us, and we need to be the thought leaders. We need to be the people who are empowered through our thought in order to make a change. We have to actually act and behave towards a change. I know that it's not cutthroat, which is why I have this share with you all. Someone sent me this video. I thought this was fun to have a video sent to me because now it just gets, a little bit creative. So I'm inviting you all, if you want to connect with me on the Instagrams.com, if it's easier, you can send me something that you've seen on Instagram, on TikTok, on other social media platforms, or you can just send that same link to one source, which is Instagram may be the easiest. So I'll just share one platform because, I don't really, I don't know, okay? So I'll use Instagram. So if you want to send me some videos, you can find me on Instagram at Sweet and Spicy Sunshine. Sweet and Spicy Sunshine. I've changed my name like probably a million times, but this one, Sweet and Spicy Sunshine. Okay, what? I know you won't be able to keep up with who I am, but you'll see Danny. I'm always Danny, no matter how many times I change my titles. I'm always Danny, and titles don't matter, right? It's about the behavior. It's about the spirit. The spirit is Danny. The behavior is all of the above. Sweet, spicy, and sunshine. Okay, so I have a video that someone shared with me. I'm going to put that on the screen now, and we're going to go through the same process as we had before. If this is your first time here, I'm going to go through a video from a social media source. Today it's Instagram. I don't have a tag for today because it was sent to me, so I'll put sent sent to me as a tag. And then we're going to go through their thought or our thought or remix. Their thought means it belongs to the author. It belongs to the storyteller, whoever is the creator or whatever the subject is. That thought belongs to them. Our thought is sharing. Let's say, this is our home. This is our experience. That's a sharing word. Remix means that the people in the comments agree with some of it or they don't. You are going to participate by saying in the comments whether it's our thought, their thought, or remix, and just give me a little bit of why if you would like to, or if you just want to just participate and just put our thought, their thought, or remix in the comments, I definitely will accept that too. Thank you for engaging, because engagement is good. And then we're going to go into some journal questions that I would get from the video. You all going to go back into the comments and put some journal questions that you are thinking of, maybe for yourself, or it could be something that someone else could use. And then we're also going to let ChatGPT into the chat, and we're going to have a question. Well, I'm going to have a question. You guys can also in the comment box say what question you would have for ChatGPT or what you would be interested in hearing from ChatGPT. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. Brought to you by one of the coolest people in the world. Not me, but the person who sent it to me because... All right, let's go. 5, 6, 7, 8.
If I become a Christian, do I have to stop smoking pot? Some of you just perked up like, huh? What? Right. And well, here, the pastor looked back and went, no. Some of you just went, amen. I like this, right? The kid just looks at him and goes, no, you're old. You don't understand what I'm talking about, right? He says, Pastor, if I become a Christian, do I have to stop smoking marijuana? In case you didn't know what pot was, right? And the pastor looks back and goes like, no. The kid's like, all right. So the kid reaches in his jacket, pulls out a fatty rolled in a paper towel tube, all right? Do they still call them fatties? They did in the 80s. Anyway, but he pulls out this huge doobie, right? He goes like, if I become a Christian, do I have to give this up? And the pastor goes, no. And the kid goes, I don't understand. He goes, you're right, you don't understand. Let me ask you a question. You have to get cleaned up to go take a shower. I said, no, you get in the shower and that cleans you up. Same with Jesus. You don't try to clean up your life and be a better person in order that you can be with Jesus. You just be with Jesus, you follow Jesus. How about this? If anything needs to get cleaned up in your life, the two of you will work that out and he will point that out to you and you will actually agree with him and then you'll clean it up together. How about that?
Why I like this video is because we have that reference of Jesus for Christianity being a reference of good. And so when you write down on a piece of paper, what are the things that Jesus did that is good? You can say, I can use this as my reference. And this is something that you do to build that relationship. Also building that relationship or that relationship journey is probably through reading the Bible and getting more information and getting more text. Sometimes we align ourselves with a Christian alignment or a mindful alignment, or we give ourselves a titles. I'm the queen of the titles. But we give ourselves a titles, but do our behaviors align with that title is more important. Why, right? If I say that I'm a mother, but I don't do motherly things, am I really a mother? If I say that I'm a lover, but I don't show love, am I a lover? The title doesn't matter. I don't care if a person identifies as a Christian or a Muslim or a Buddhist. I more care. Hopefully that's not the wrong way to say it. I'm more so interested in the behaviors that support whatever your message is. So my message is practicing. And I stick with practicing because I am still existing. I'm still experiencing earth. I'm still learning. There's so many things I do not know. I find out something new every day. And I'm like, whoa, like people know this? I didn't know that. But my questions give me an opportunity to learn more and to experience more. Trying new things allows me to experience more and to get to know more. So that's my message. You will see me trying some things. You'll see me failing at some things. You'll see me practicing some things. You'll see me getting back up after I've been gone for a long time. But I have a goal of sharing that we should be able to experience life. So I actually still have more to say about this topic, but because of how long I just went on, I'm going to go ahead and look at the comments. I'll read a few and then we'll put it in their thought or our thought. So here's one. Y'all taking his words out of context. Of course, he doesn't mean that you should just continue living in sin. He simply means that people shouldn't use the excuse that they want to get themselves ready and try to live without sin and then accept Jesus into their lives. When they're completely free from sin, he simply means that people should come as they are, accept Jesus Christ into their lives, and from that moment, Jesus will lead the way. And from that personal and intimate relationship with Jesus, they will transform as Jesus Christ will renew their minds. And so that will reflect in their lives and what they choose to do. All right, so here's another comment. I love this narrative, but then I went to the comments and everyone is trying to argue with this. Can we all agree we humans will never be perfect and can agree in our beliefs to strive to do better than the day before or the year before and try every day? Arguments with who is wrong or right is a never-ending cycle. Any religion that makes you a better human is blessing to me. We try to compare apples to oranges so much in the Bible and it's exhausting. We shouldn't take direct verses to live by unless we take the whole book exact. And let's be honest, we don't, especially since there are different versions out there. I struggle with my faith every day because I grew up in a strict Orthodox religion that hates shame people if they weren't Christian, and now I'm trying to find that joy in faith again. God knows my struggles, so I won't lay all that out there, but finding kindness and grace has been a huge difference in my journey. So we have our thoughts so far, but according to their comments, it's their thoughts out there. So, okay, so here's another one. To be a true believer of Christ, yes, you are called to be of a sober mind. This is misleading to many unbelievers and beating around the bush. I see where you're going with this, but keep it simple. The conviction of the Holy Spirit will show you, guide you, and lead you. You should have taken a biblical stand. Point, not a half-worldly and half-biblical agenda. 1 Peter 5, 8-9. Do not add or subtract from the word. Also, in order to be an electrician, do I have to graduate in order to become a good electrician? Or just get halfway through the semester and then quit and call myself a certified electrician? Stop making lukewarm and lazy believers. You don't pick and choose. Surrender all and give it all to God and he will set you free. But you have to be willing. And dig into the word of God yourself so you don't become deceived to false doctrine and wolves in sheep clothing. Do better, Joel Osteen Jr. Ooh, Christians out here being upset. Christians. Okay, let me see another one. What if cannabis is used for medical reasonings? How does that play out, Jim? Do Christians need to stop taking pharmaceutical medications as well? God made cannabis and for a reason. Man made pharmaceuticals. That is going to be their thought as well. And let's see one more. And this last one is weed is not a sin. It all comes from plants. And I'm going to put that on their thought as well. A little bit more story. When I think about my relationship with myself and I say, this is who I am, this is who I see as my partner, and I say, hey, I would prefer someone who doesn't have marijuana or weed as a crutch for them. I'm also saying that from my experience, I align with someone who doesn't need that as a source or something. But I'm also in my reflection understanding that, hey, you have been addicted to food, Danny. Oh, You're right. That's crazy. Why would I judge somebody for their different type of addiction if I have my own? What I've noticed about myself and the behaviors that I observe is we often are quick to judge someone, but we don't judge ourselves enough. It's like so good. Like as soon as someone does something bad, we're like, oh, nah, okay. And then with ourselves, it's like, you know what I mean? Probably not. But the best judges are able to judge themselves and act accordingly based on their judgment. So if I am quick to judge someone, I should be able to be quick to judge myself. And then my behavior after I judge myself should be like, now I'm good. You know, I got it. As was mentioned in the video, the process of being cleaned in the relationship with Jesus and that being figured out is something that is related to that person and their journey. So as we are in our own journeys, we can't hop out of our journey to try to fix somebody else's journey. It may be more worth our time if we started working on our own journeys and then being a reflection of all the good things that we think are the best things in the world and a way that contributes to society, that doesn't harm anyone, and that can also be received. Sometimes when I look or listen to passionate people about their faith or about their standing or about their argument online, whether it be anything, it's food, technology, plants, hair, everybody's just outside angry and mad and they want their point to be the point. And I've always stood and I said, well, why can't we just exist in this, show how this is the best point, and then with grace share that information? If your argument and your truth is the truth, this is my opinion, I don't think you have to yell and scream and call people names. I think you can just say, here's why my proof is proof. Here's the data to back this. That's why I like being a data storyteller, because we collect this data on ourselves and we also can analyze data around the world to see how can we make a better decision. And if someone aligns with that, they say, hey, I like that data. I like what I'm getting from this data. I like the story that I can do, the story that I can extract from this data. I can make myself better, or I can make my experience better because of this story, then allow it. But that's all for, my take on it. My journal question for you: what do you see as a reference for good? Do you know someone? Is there a past Martin Luther King figure in your life? Is there a Jesus figure? Is there a religion figure? What do you see as your reference for good? And then write why. What are the behaviors or what examples of this reference help you to be good? And in a column, say yes, no, or working on it. Yes, no, or working on it means, first, at the top of your page, I've identified that X is my reference for good, or one of my references for good. And then 1 through 12 say, because X has shown this behavior. X has shown this behavior. X has shown this behavior. And then in that last section, when you have yes, no, or working on it, your question to yourself is, do you also have that same behavior? Yes or no? Or are you working on it? Do you also have that same behavior? Yes or no? Or are you working on it? Or something inspired. Maybe they won something that you not interested in winning, but the attributes of that. And I would say try that. But in the comments, let me know, what journal question would you make out of this experience today? What's something that you would share with someone else as a journal question as well? Let's get creative with this thinking process. Let's have more times with questions. All right, friends, that's the end of today's video. Until next time, hold on to you as much as you can. Hold on to your health, your well-being, and your mind. Be mindful. Bye.
Breathe.